Teaser. The private investigator slides the photo across the mahogany desk. Min-jae Kang stares at the little girl with his eyes and her mother's smile. And for the first time in his ruthless career, his hands shake. Where? His voice could cut steel. Atlanta. The mother's been hiding her for 4 years. Min-jae's jaw clenches. Find them. Today. 5 years earlier, the hotel suite smells like expensive whiskey and bad decisions. Zara Washington knows she should leave. Should grab her coat, slip out while the gorgeous Korean man in the unbuttoned dress shirt is still sleeping. Should pretend last night never happened. Instead, she watches him wake up. Min-jae opens his eyes, and for one unguarded moment, something soft crosses his face. Then the walls slam up. He sits, all business, already distant. That was a mistake, he says in perfect English. Zara's stomach drops, but she keeps her chin up. Agreed. I don't do relationships. I'm in Seoul for work. You're here teaching English. Last night was a one-time thing. I get it. She's already gathering her clothes, dignity wrapped around her like armor. Don't worry. I'm not going to show up at your office with expectations. Something flickers in his expression. Almost regret. It's not personal. It never is. She heads for the door. Zara. He's on his feet, still shirtless, dangerously beautiful. In another life, maybe, but not this one. She doesn't look back. Goodbye, Min-jae. 6 weeks later, the pregnancy test shows 2 pink lines. Zara stares at it in her tiny Seoul bathroom, hands trembling. She thinks about the man who made love to her like she mattered, then dismissed her before breakfast. The man who runs in circles she can barely comprehend. She'd Googled them after that night, found references to the Kang family, their import-export business that everyone knows means something darker. She could tell him, should tell him, but the memory of his cold dismissal still burns. And she's learned the hard way, you can't force someone to want you. She books a flight to Atlanta for the end of her teaching contract. 3 months. She'll save money, tell no one, disappear. The morning sickness hits during her elementary school classes. She hides it, teaches through the nausea, counts down days. Then Min-jae shows up at her apartment. We need to talk. He pushes past her, pacing her small living room like a caged predator. I've been thinking about that night. About you. Zara's heart hammers. She's barely showing, oversized sweater hiding everything. Min-jae, you made yourself clear. I was wrong. He turns to her, intensity burning in his dark eyes. I don't do relationships because everyone I care about becomes a target. My world is dangerous, but I can't stop thinking about you, and I've never been a coward. What are you saying? I'm saying let me try. Let me prove I can give you more than one night. It's everything she wanted to hear. 6 weeks too late. Because Zara knows his world now. She's done research, heard whispers. The Kang family doesn't just run businesses, they run Seoul's underworld. Rivals. Violence. No place for a child. I'm leaving Korea, she says quietly. My contract ends next month. I'm going home. His face goes blank. Because of me? Because it's time. The lie tastes bitter. Last night was great, but we want different things. You said it yourself, you don't do relationships. I need more than intensity and uncertainty. So that's it. You're just walking away. You walked away first. I'm just making it permanent. Something dangerous flashes in his eyes. If you leave, don't come back. I won't be here waiting. Pride makes her cruel. I'm not asking you to wait. I'm asking you to let me go. He stares at her for a long moment, then nods once, sharp. Fine. Leave. Forget this ever happened. He's gone before she can change her mind. Zara slides down the wall, hand on her still flat stomach, and cries. For years later, Atlanta, Mama, why don't I have a daddy? Zara looks up from chopping vegetables to find her daughter, Mi-sun, name for the Korean heritage she'll never know, watching her with Min-jae's exact eyes. Some families are just mamas and babies, Zara says gently. And that's perfect. Mi-sun seems satisfied, going back to her coloring book. She's 4, brilliant, beautiful, with Zara's dark skin and Min-jae's sharp features. People stare sometimes, trying to place the unusual combination. Zara works 2 jobs, hospital administrator by day, freelance translator by night. Her Korean stayed fluent out of necessity. It's how she makes enough to give Mi-sun a good life. The medical bills from pregnancy complications wiped out her savings, but they're managing. Barely. She's never tried to contact Min-jae. Never asked for help. He told her not to come back, and she's honored that, even as she raises his daughter alone. The knock on her apartment door comes after Min-sun's bedtime. Zara opens it, expecting her neighbor. Instead, Min-jae Kang stands in her doorway, and he looks absolutely murderous. "We need to talk," he says, voice lethal. "About the daughter you've been hiding from me for 4 years." Zara's blood turns to ice. "I don't know what you're talking about." The lie is automatic, protective. Min-jae's smile could cut glass. "Don't." He pulls out his phone, shows her a photo. Min-sun at her preschool, laughing on the playground. "I have investigators who are very good at their jobs." "Want to keep lying?" Zara's hands shake. "You need to leave." "I need to leave?" His voice rises, barely controlled rage. "I have a daughter I didn't know about. For years, Zara. For years of her life, you stole from me. You told me never to come back. I didn't know you were pregnant." He's in her apartment now, pacing like he did that last night in Seoul. "Did you even consider telling me?" "Every single day." Her voice breaks. "But you made yourself clear. You didn't want me. You didn't want complications. What was I supposed to do? Show up with a baby you didn't ask for?" "Yes." The word explodes from him. "You were supposed to tell me I was going to be a father. You were supposed to give me a choice. You made your choice. You walked away. Because I was trying to protect you from my world." Min-jae runs a hand through his hair, frustration radiating off him. "I've done terrible things, Zara. I've hurt people. I didn't want that darkness touching you. So you thought I'd be better off alone?" Strubbly. She's crying now, angry tears. "I was pregnant in a foreign country. I had complications. Did your investigators tell you that? I almost lost her. I was alone in a hospital, terrified, while you were in Seoul, not giving me a second thought." His face goes white. "What complications?" "Preeclampsia. Emergency C-section at 35 weeks. She was in the NICU for 2 weeks. The memory still hurt. I called my mom. She flew over. Between us, we managed. You should have called me. You told me to forget what happened." They stare at each other, for years of pain and anger and longing crackling between them. "What's her name?" Min-jae's voice drops to something raw. "Mi-sun. It means beautiful goodness. Korean name. She deserves to know where she comes from. I've been teaching her the language. About the culture." Zara wipes her eyes. "I never wanted to erase you. I just wanted to protect her from me." His jaw clenches. "From being a target because her father runs a criminal empire." "Yes." He crosses to her window, looks out at the Atlanta skyline. "I've been looking for you for 3 months. Ever since my brother mentioned seeing a woman who looked like you in a photo, NGO charity event, you were translating. He thought I should know you were back in the States. Taeyeon saw me. He remembered you from when you were teaching in Seoul. Started digging, found out about Mi-sun." Min-jae turns back to her. "I want to meet her." "Absolutely not. She's my daughter. She doesn't know you exist." Zara's voice rises. "You can't just show up and upend her life because you finally decided you want to play father." "I'm not playing." His eyes are hard. "I missed 4 years. I won't miss another day. This isn't about what you want. It's about what's best for her. And you think growing up without a father is best?" His words are sharp. "You think struggling to make ends meet while I have resources that could give her everything is best? She has everything that matters. Love, stability, safety. She is half of what she deserves." Min-jae steps closer, intensity rolling off him. "I can give her the other half. Education, opportunities, protection." "Protection from what? The enemies you've made? The violence in your world? I've already put guards on her. Did you think those men at her preschool were regular security? I have people watching both of you every moment." Horror floods through Zara. "You what?" "The moment I found out about her, I made sure she was safe. Because that's what fathers do." His voice softens slightly. "I know you don't trust me. I know I gave you every reason to run. But she's mine too, Zara. And I'm not walking away again. You don't get to just decide. I'm not deciding. I'm asking." He pulls out a folder from his jacket. "Paternity test results. Already done. I had my people collect her DNA from the preschool. It's definitive. But I'll do another one with you present if you want. Just let me meet her. Please." The please undoes her. Zara takes the folder with shaking hands. "The results are clear. 99.9% probability of paternity." "She's asleep," Zara whispers. "Then I'll wait." Min-jae sits on her worn couch, looking utterly out of place in his expensive suit. "I'll wait as long as it takes." They sit in silence for a long moment. "Why now?" Zara finally asks. "You could have stayed away. sent money. Why come here? Because I've been half alive for 4 years. His voice is quiet, honest. I threw myself into work, told myself I made the right choice letting you go. Then I saw her photo, and it was like someone turned the lights back on. She has my eyes, your smile, and I realized I've been running from the only thing that ever mattered. Min-jae, I'm not asking you to forgive me. I'm not asking for us. I'm asking for a chance to know my daughter. He meets her eyes. And maybe, eventually, to prove I'm not the same man who is too scared to fight for you. You can't just show up with guards and demands and expect. The sound of small feet interrupts her. Mi-sun appears in the hallway, rubbing her eyes, clutching her stuffed bunny. Mama? Who's here? Zara's heart stops. Min-jae slowly stands, and the look on his face when he sees Mi-sun, raw wonder, instant love, devastating recognition, makes Zara's chest ache. Mi-sun stares at him with curious, matching eyes. Hi. Hi. Min-jae says softly, kneeling to her level. I'm a friend of your mama's. From Korea? How did you know? You talk like mama when she speaks Korean. Mi-sun yawns. Are you visiting? Min-jae looks at Zara, a question in his eyes. She nods slightly, giving permission. I hope so, he tells his daughter. If that's okay with you. 3 months later, everything has changed and nothing has changed. Min-jae didn't push, didn't demand. He rented an apartment in Atlanta, showed up at Zara's door every Saturday morning with Mi-sun's favorite pastries, and asked permission for everything. Could he take her to the aquarium? Could he join them for dinner? Could he read her a bedtime story? Slowly, carefully, he became part of their lives. Now Zara watches from the kitchen as Min-jae sits on the floor with Mi-sun, building an elaborate block tower. He's in jeans and a t-shirt, so different from the suited businessman who showed up furious months ago. He's patient with their daughter, gentle, completely devoted. Hire Appa, Mi-sun demands. Zara's hands still. Mi-sun started calling him Appa, Daddy, 3 weeks ago. Min-jae had cried. Any higher and it'll fall, he warns. No, it won't. You can fix anything. His eyes find Zara's across the room, and the look in them makes her breath catch. After Mi-sun's asleep, they sit on Zara's small balcony, the night air warm around them. I need to go back to Seoul next month, Min-jae says quietly. Business I can't handle remotely. I'll be gone 2 weeks. Zara's stomach knots. Okay. Come with me. He turns to her. You and Mi-sun. Let me show you my city. The real Seoul, not just where you taught. Let me show you the life I can give her. Min-jae, I know what you're going to say. It's too fast. Too complicated. But Zara, I've been in love with you since that first night. I pushed you away because I was terrified of making you a target. Then you left, and I told myself it was for the best, but I was dying inside. You never said, I'm saying it now. He takes her hand. I've spent 3 months proving I'm serious about being Mi-sun's father. But I need you to know, I want to be more than that. I want to be the man who gets to wake up next to you, who gets to build a life with you, who gets to love both of you openly. Zara's heart races. Your world is still dangerous. It is. But I've made changes. Legitimate businesses. Distance from the family operations. My brother runs most of it now. He's better suited anyway. I'm not clean, Zara. I won't pretend I am. But I'm building something better. For her. For you. You'd walk away from everything? I'd burn it all down for you. His voice is fierce. You think I haven't already started? The moment I found out about Mi-sun, I began restructuring. Legal consultants. Legitimate investments. I'm not my father. I get to choose differently. It's not just about safety. It's about trust. Zara pulls her hand back. You broke my heart, Min-jae. Twice. When you pushed me away, and when you told me never to come back. How do I know you won't do it again when things get hard? You don't. He's quiet, honest. I can't prove the future. I can only show you who I am now. I've spent 3 months showing up, being patient, earning my place in Mi-sun's life. Let me earn my place in yours too. I'm scared. So am I. He smiles slightly. Terrified, actually. But I've learned something these months watching you with her. You're the bravest person I know. You had our baby alone. You built a life from nothing. You teach her Korean even though it must remind you of pain. You're extraordinary, Zara. And I'm just asking for a chance to be worthy of you. Zara's eyes fill. I never stopped loving you either. Even when I hated you. Even when I was alone and pregnant and scared. You were still there in every heartbeat. He reaches for her again, and this time she lets him pull her close. Come to Seoul, he whispers against her hair. Not to decide anything. Just to see. Let me show Min-jae her heritage. Let me show you that I'm serious about building a different life. 2 weeks. 2 weeks. Then we come back here, and you take all the time you need to decide if you trust me again. She pulls back to look at him. What if I decide I can't? Pain flashes across his face. Then I'll respect it. I'll stay in Atlanta. I'll be the best father I can be from whatever distance you need. But I'll never stop hoping you'll let me closer. Zara kisses him then, soft and sure. He tastes like coming home. The soul trip changes everything. Min-jae falls in love with the city, the palaces, the street food, the way people smile when she speaks Korean. Min-jae shows them his penthouse with the Han River view, the legitimate tech company he's been building, the future he's planning. He introduces them to Tae-young, who scoops Min-jae up and declares her his favorite niece. Shows them the private school where she could attend if they stayed. Takes them to his grandmother's grave and tells Min-jae stories about the woman who would have adored her. On the last night, they stand on his balcony while Min-jae sleeps inside. I want this, Zara admits. I want us to be a family. But I need to do it right this time. Slow. Building trust. However slow you need. I'm keeping my apartment in Atlanta. For now, we can visit. You can visit. We can figure out custody and schedules, and, Zara. He cups her face. I don't want custody schedules. I want marriage. I want forever. But I'll take whatever you can give me and be grateful for it while I prove I deserve more. You really have changed. You changed me. Both of you. He kisses her forehead. Take your time. I've waited 4 years. I can wait longer. But Zara doesn't make him wait long. 6 months later, she says yes to his proposal. Quiet, private, just them and Min-jae on the same balcony where they first rebuilt trust. A year after that, they marry in a small ceremony that blends Korean and American traditions, with Min-jae as flower girl, beaming at her parents. They split time between Seoul and Atlanta. Min-jae builds his legitimate empire while maintaining distance from family operations. Zara runs a cultural exchange program connecting Korean and American students. Min-jae grows up bilingual, bicultural, knowing she's loved fiercely by both parents. Some nights, Zara still wakes up afraid it's a dream. Then Min-jae pulls her closer, whispers, I'm here, and she remembers. They fought for this. Through pride and fear and 4 years of separation, they found their way back. On Min-jae's 7th birthday, she asks for a baby sister. Min-jae laughs, looking at Zara with hope and question in his eyes. Well, think about it, Zara says, but her hand is already on her stomach, where new life is just beginning. This time, they'll do it together. This time, no secrets. No running. Min-jae told her never to come back, and she left pregnant and alone. But love is stubborn. Love is patient. Love finds a way through anger and fear to the truth underneath. Some people are worth fighting for. And some families are worth building twice. Once in heartbreak, once in healing, and finally in the honest, messy, beautiful reality of choosing each other every single day. Their story doesn't end with the wedding or the second baby or the years that follow. It ends with understanding that the best love stories aren't about perfect beginnings. They're about imperfect people who decide that walking away is easy, but staying, fighting, forgiving, growing, that's where real strength lives. Min-jae grows up knowing her parents' story. How Mama was brave enough to protect her. How Apple was brave enough to change. How love can break and heal and become something stronger for the breaking. And on quiet nights, when Min-jae holds his wife while their children sleep, he thinks about the man who told her never to come back. That man was a coward. This man, father, husband, partner, he's learned that the scariest thing isn't danger. It's opening your heart and trusting someone else to handle it gently. Zara taught him that. Their daughter taught him that. And every day, he chooses to be worthy of the lesson.